Good morning and welcome back once again to Meadows. It's the summer visit in search of Heath Spotted Orchids, one of my favourite orchids. This is about the only place really near to Peterborough, or remotely near to Peterborough, that has Heath Spotted Orchids alongside common spotted orchids, which is unusual. They don't usually grow together, but they do here. But they've not really put on a good show the last couple of years, so fingers crossed. It looks like a good summer season, so I'm hoping that Heath Spotted Orchids are back to where they used to be at this site. So a bit of a chilly morning this morning, not sure what on earth's happening with the weather. It's quite early, it's only about 6 o'clock. It's 10 degrees above freezing. That don't seem right given that we've had 30 degrees in recent days, but it's going to warm up. Yeah, Mary's Meadows, Heath Spotted Orchids. It's a Heath Spotted Orchid. The classic pink Heath Spotted Orchid. Just a few inches away from that last one is a common spotted orchid. You can see similarities. It's the central lobe on the flower you can see that's sort of protruding down below the two wider lobes of the flower. That's the common spotted orchid. With the Heath Spotted Orchids, that lobe is sort of swallowed up by the two wider lobes. I'll try and pick one out in a moment, you can see what I mean. There you've got a classic Heath Spotted Orchid. I mean, you can see at the bottom it's broadly the same shape of flower as the common spotted, but that central lobe doesn't hang down prominently from the flower. It's kind of engulfed by the two wider, much broader lobes either side of it. Lovely Heath Spotted Orchid. In fact, they're all lovely. It's a lovely patch here. That's a lovely, almost pure white Heath Spotted Orchid with a lovely pinky purple blush at the top. Very nice. That is a group of absolute clonkers. Heath Spotted Orchids at their very best. Must be about 4 or 5 flower heads there, all identical, stunning plants. I'm not going to go around calling them all hybrids, but this one could be a hybrid. It's a little bit of both in there, Heath Spotted, common spotted. Yeah, could be stress, a hybrid between the two. I've been looking for one of these. That is a clonker. An absolute A-grade clonker of a Heath Spotted Orchid. Beautiful plant. Another very nice one. Heath Spotted Orchid. Common spotted orchid. Heath Spotted Orchid. As you can see, they're buddying up right next to each other here. You may not be able to make this one out as being a subtle sort of soft pink, but it is. Very nice one. That's another belter. Tiny little Heath Spotted Orchid. The flower head on this is about 1.5 inches tall, but it's a stunner. Brilliant. Yeah, back to its best. In fact, I think it just reinforces that this is one cracking summer season at last, because I don't think I've ever seen that many Heath Spotted Orchids here at Mary's Meadows. I had, 500, 600, 700, all diminutive things, but that's what a Heath Spotted Orchid is. You've got to get down, and if you get down, they are absolutely stunning plants. And there's some real belters there. I didn't see a pure white one, but hey, there was some fantastic plants there, so really pleased with that. I figure, well, as it's such a good summer season and we're at Mary's Meadows and it's June, we've got to go and look for that frog orchid. I've not seen it for the last 3 seasons. I think I saw it the season before that, but hell, everything seems to be doing so well, so I'm going to go and have a look. Even if I waste 10 minutes doing so, I've got to go and have a look. See if I can find that frog orchid. Not a frog orchid, but always a few Twayblades here. Some flattened grass here. Flattened grass is always a good sign. Somebody's been here. Who knows what they're doing? There it is. I can see it. I can see the frog orchid. Good heavens. Well, there she is, or he is. That's the Mary's Meadows frog orchid. Always hard to make sense of, and it is actually open at the top and opening at the bottom. People say, why is it called a frog orchid? Yeah, I won't answer that one. It kind of looks like a frog once it starts opening up. But it's great to see it again. A beautiful scene here at Mary's Meadows. I've dropped down into the third field, which is the kind of the forgotten field. You've got your green winged orchid field, you've got your Heath Spotted Orchid field, then you've got this huge third field which kind of nobody ever comes to. There's a few common spotteds in here which I'm hoping to find, but it's a beautiful flower meadow, especially at this time of year in this sort of weather, as you can see. Orchids or no orchids. Beautiful scene. That's the resident curlew that he's always here. He doesn't like me being in the field, he never does. And he'll fly around in circles. He's obviously nesting in this field. It's just a lovely sound. He just goes with the setting. But anyway, I couldn't find any common spotteds in this field. Lovely field though it is, but still well worth walking through if you're here in June time. So yeah, very pleased with that. Mary's Meadows, Heath Spotted Orchids, back to their best. Really pleased to have seen that. Yeah, good session. Being attacked by curlews now.